I run a mass spay and neuter clinic here in Puerto Vallarta. So we were holding a clinic a little northeast of the tourist area in a colonia called Pidial. And I left here at around 7 and we got started. And the troubles began around 8 with some car fires in the central part of town, which is where I live. We were issued with the stay-at-home order. And so for the first couple of hours, it was all car fires. And then around noon, they started, or noon or a little later, they started focusing on convenience stores. I hire the vets and I bring the volunteers in. So I felt a little responsible for making sure that we managed that situation safely. So, and the vets, of course, are busy literally doing surgery, so they're not on their phones getting the information. So I spent a lot of time speaking with the head vet about how they felt about continuing versus stopping. But we had something to really keep us distracted and focused. We did have access to a rooftop. So, like many other people, we were going out on the balcony or out on the rooftop. And what we could see in our 360 view were quite a few fires. So, and we made a decision, we could hear some gunfire around about 11:30 or so, and we'd finished our surgeries. So we packed up in the clinic space, moved our cars behind a gate, and went to an interior part of the building where no one would know we were there. And we were locked in and we were very safe, very comfortable. By 6 o'clock, there weren't any bandits on the street anymore. There were a fair number of municipal services cleaning up the burnt out cars. There were a few places where I couldn't get past a burned out car. So I drove wrong way down a one-way street and that sort of thing. And I did run quite a few red lights because I wanted to get home and not be in that. I'm a Canadian, but I was here during COVID. And when we had return to home orders to Canadians, I stayed here because this is my permanent home. I sold my West Van home years ago. So we stayed during COVID, and the empty streets reminded me of COVID when we were in the early lockdowns, when no one knew what was safe and what wasn't. And as I felt then, I was teary. I was really sad for my Mexican neighbors.